Heinrich Himmler was one of the most powerful men in Nazi Germany. As head of the SS, he helped build and enforce Hitler's terror state. Yet he never stood trial. He died before justice could reach him. For his family, however, the war did not end in 1945. It marked the beginning of a long and painful reckoning, one lived under a name the world would never forgive. Asterisk by May 1945. The Third Reich had collapsed. Its leaders were being hunted across a shattered Europe. Himmler fled northern Germany disguised as a sergeant in the Geheimfeldpolizei, traveling with a small group of aides. On the 22nd of May, British soldiers stopped them near Bremerverde. Suspicious of his false papers, they detained him and soon confirmed his identity. He was taken to custody in Lüneburg. The following day, during a routine medical examination, Himmler bit into a hidden cyanide capsule. He was dead within minutes. His body was buried secretly in an unmarked grave on the Lüneburg Heath. Asterisk while Heinrich Himmler chose death.
Yes.
His wife Margarete and their daughter Gudrun faced a different fate. As Allied forces advanced, they fled Bavaria in late April 1945, heading south toward Italy. On the 21st of May, just one day before Himmler's arrest, they were intercepted by American troops near Bolzano. Both were detained and sent to Allied internment camps. Asterisk Gudrun was only 16 years old. Known within SS circles as Puppy, she had been a symbol of her father's prestige, often appearing beside him at official events. To the Allies, however, she was simply the daughter of one of history's most notorious men. Asterisk over the following months. Margarete and Gudrun were transferred between camps in Italy, France, and Germany. American and British interrogators questioned them repeatedly, hoping to uncover hidden Nazi networks, documents, or escape routes. Their detention overlapped with the Nuremberg trials, which began in November 1945. Although neither woman was charged, both were questioned as witnesses. Asterisk interrogation reports described Margarete as distant, resentful, and unwaveringly loyal to her husband. She claimed ignorance of his crimes, insisting she had lived a quiet life focused solely on her family. Historians later questioned these claims. Letters and diaries from the 1930s reveal her admiration for Hitler and her enjoyment of the privileges Himmler's rank provided. Asterisk Gudrun, meanwhile, showed open defiance. She refused to accept any criticism of her father, calling him a great man and rejecting Allied accusations outright. This loyalty would shape her entire life. Asterisk in November 1946, the Allies released both women. They returned to a defeated Germany that no longer resembled the world they had known. Their property was confiscated, their finances frozen, their surname was synonymous with evil. Asterisk post-war life offered little relief. Margarete's case was repeatedly reviewed by denazification tribunals. In 1951, she was initially classified as a Mittelgura passive supporter, but new evidence emerged, including her involvement in Nazi welfare organizations and correspondence expressing ideological devotion. In 1953, British authorities reclassified her as a Belestit, an active supporter. She lost pension benefits, voting rights, and was ordered to complete forced labor. Asterisk she protested bitterly, portraying herself as a victim of Allied injustice. Yet her private diaries, later uncovered, revealed admiration for the Nazi cause and contempt for those she considered disloyal. Asterisk Gudrun, now an adult, never wavered. She worked quietly as a dressmaker and secretary in Munich, sometimes using different surnames to avoid attention. Privately, she reconnected with former SS families, attending discreet gatherings where the past was remembered, not condemned. Asterisk by the early 1960s. Gudrun, now married and known as Gudrun Burwitz, had built an outwardly normal life. She married Wolf Dieter Burwitz, had 2 children, and lived near Munich. Between 1961 and 1963, she was employed as a secretary by West Germany's intelligence agency, the Bundesnachrichtendienst. Decades later, the BND confirmed that it had unknowingly, or perhaps knowingly, hired Heinrich Himmler's daughter during the Cold War, asterisk her most lasting role. however, came through Still Hilfe, or Silent Help, an organization founded to support Germans convicted of war crimes. Though presented as a humanitarian charity, it became a lifeline for unrepentant Nazis and their families. Gudrun Burwitz emerged as one of its most prominent figures, aiding funds, visiting imprisoned war criminals, and attending SS reunions well into old age. She never expressed regret. She denied the Holocaust, rejected historical consensus, and defended her father until her death in 2018 at age 88. To supporters, she was loyal. To critics, she embodied post-war denial. Not all members of the Himmler family chose silence or defiance. Heinrich's brother Gebhard was interned after the war, but classified as a follower. He rebuilt his life and died quietly in 1982. The youngest brother, Ernst, died fighting in Berlin in May 1945. A later generation took a different path. Heinrich's great-niece, Katrine Himmler, confronted the family legacy directly. A political scientist and author, she published The Himmler Brothers in 2005, examining how ordinary upbringing and ideology produced extraordinary crimes. Her work marked a clear break from denial toward accountability. The Himmler family story reflects Germany's long struggle with its past, from silence and loyalty to confrontation and responsibility. Gudrun defended the Reich's legacy. Katrine chose to examine it. Their lives show that the shadow of Nazism did not end in 1945. It lingered for generations. If you found this video insightful, watch What Happened to the Hitler Youth After World War II. Next, where we explore how one of the regime's most devoted organizations faced defeat and attempted to rebuild shattered lives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories. History Inside. Thanks for watching.